Hello, it's Juliana here, and I want to talk about my perspective on the Bratz line as someone who didn't really own a lot of Bratz dolls during their childhood and all that. So yeah. So as a kid, I mainly had Barbie and Disney Princess dolls and consumed a lot of that media. But I was aware of Bratz and and I definitely did find the movies good or interesting as a kid. But they didn't have that like amazing perfect feeling like the Barbie movies did when it came to like nostalgic media. As for Bratz dolls, I distinctly remember owning. I do remember owning like a Yasmin in a gold gown. I think it was like the Bratz the movie Yasmin or whatever. And then I think I did own like some like Bratz doll that like came with like a guitar. Probably something from the Rock Angels line or something like that. But that those dolls, like I do not have them with me, as I had them when I was very, very little, and well, yeah, I kind of lost them like before my family even like moved. So, yeah, there's that. So like growing up like during the early 2000s and all that, like the kinds of dolls I got was very much dependent on like what was on store shelves. So like I said, I mainly had like Barbies and Disney princesses and all that, which is definitely kind of like limiting. And if you really look back to how the doll shelves looked back then, you could just tell that like the options for fashion dolls were much more restricted. Even when it just came to trying to find like dolls that like looked like you at all, like nearly every doll line had like a blonde main character with like blue eyes who all kind of look the same to each other. And like and being like someone who's like a brunette who didn't really fit the whole blonde hair, blue eyes ideal. It's like it always struck me as odd that like there were more like blonde dolls than like dark hair dolls, or even like dolls of like other races and stuff. Which nowadays it's completely different. Yeah, and the diversity thing has really improved over the years with doll aisles. And now you even have dolls with unnatural skin tones that are so beautiful and breathtakingly gorgeous. And it's like, it's a whole different world now than it was back then. So, if you're a kid and you're seeing that, think about that, mysterious audience. Just think about how limited options people had when like shopping for dolls or buying dolls back then. And I didn't really get like back in and as a kid like who mainly collected Barbies, I do remember like finding it like a little weird how Bratz had the feet that like are their shoes, and how their faces look so unusual next to a Barbie, which you can tell these are completely different doll lines with completely different DNA. Like, you can't even compare them. Because they both Because both Bratz and Barbie have their strengths. And Bratz just, and while Barbie excels with kind of cartoonish realism, Bratz went in a completely different direction. And looking back on it, that's perfectly okay. Not every doll line needs to be realistic or have natural, normal human proportions to be good. And I realize this a lot with, like, especially Rainbow High, because I love those dolls and they're so beautiful. But I still see some people get freaked out by how big their heads are and stuff like that, which is just kind of sad, because Rainbow High and Shadow High are such beautiful doll lines, and it just makes me sad whenever people get scared of the fact that, oh, they have these big glass eyes and their heads are so big and round. It's like, they're beautiful. They're gorgeous. Never say Rainbow High or Shadow High doll's ugly on here, or I will personally hunt you down. But yeah. So after starting my channel, I started really focusing on the MJ Evil twins, especially the, like, Storm twins and the Devious twins and their whole rivalry on my channel, which, it's insane. It's long. There are so many doll skits I've done just going over this nasty rivalry between these two groups of evil twins, but whenever I was working on those videos and stuff, a certain other pair of evil twins got their first doll release. So, and I was questioning, like, should I get every pair of MJ Evil twins? Do I need that Tweevils? Then I ended up getting the Tweevils for my collection, because I legitimately wanted to get and review every pair of MGA Evil twins on my channel. So I got the Tweevils, despite not really owning any other Bratz dolls at the time. And yeah, and they're really insane and chaotic in my doll skits and just on the channel in general, so whenever I do skits with them. So yeah, they're crazy. But whenever I unboxed the Tweevils, I was definitely impressed by their quality. Like, all the fabrics on their clothes are nice. Of course, they have the whole like removable feet thing. Even, like, Kirsty's crown has like sewn beads all over it, and that's really, really cool. Like, that's some attention to detail that's just really nice. And they even have, like, little earrings, despite their, like, earrings not really being, like, a major focus, like, with the animation and stuff like that. And my experience with Bratz media is, like, really kind of limited to, like, watching, like, Rock Angels, part of the Bratz anime series, Bratz Fashion, watching Bratz Fashion Pixies before Lena's review. And yeah, so whenever I get, like, a Bratz doll from, like, a certain line, or, like, who, like, appears in, like, a certain movie, I will watch that movie for context on them, because I did not grow up extensively watching the Bratz media. And just so I could better appreciate them as characters and all that. But yeah, I did like the Tweevils enough to consider Bratz as a line worth collecting. And then, like, later after that, like, Rainbow High was kind of, like, like not being as impressive as it was originally during its like original like release and stuff. So I decided to give Bratz another chance, and just judging from what was on store shelves at the time, I decided to get like Tiana's reproduction doll, because I just loved the whole like the black hair with the red streaks. I loved like her more alternative look, and like she was, and like I was just really sold on her design a lot. And I really don't regret getting this doll, because she's just a stunning doll in general. Like, look at the face up. And yeah, and I did restyle her and see some other clothes I had in the same like kind of size to kind of give her a bit more of an edgier look. But yeah, I love my my Tiana doll. She's really beautiful, and like, and her clothes are so good to use in restyles as well. Like I love how like the original Bratz dolls like and the repros come with like those extra outfits, just so you have more clothes to style your dolls in, whether it be Bratz or whatever dolls and in whatever line fits their clothes. And then I decided like I want to get at least one of each of the main Bratz girls. And just judging from what was on store shelves at the time, and the fact that like I kind of got more into it after the Always Bratz dolls kind of released. And like and after liking the like going out looks for them, I decided to get Going Out Jade as my first like Bratz doll after Tiana. And I definitely really like her, and she's such a gorgeous doll. Like, the face is so good with her. She's so versatile. And the bangs. I love the emo bangs. I love her, like, little spiky bangs so much. Like, she's really beautiful. And she's, like, one of my favorite Bratz dolls in my collection. Definitely, like, at least tied with like, Lena. And definitely one of the best base dolls when it comes to like restyles first line. And then after that, I decided to like, why not see if I like the rest of the line? So I got Yasmin and Sasha as well, and they're really cool. They're really pretty. They're really beautiful. I'm definitely happy to have them. And this Yasmin is so cool because her purple dress is so under her jacket is so pretty, and the whole corset piece has a literal Bratz version of the Birth of Venus on it, which is just really cool and just such an interesting piece. And not to mention that, like, you could just take that like, corset off and make it, like, a little purple dress, and it's, like, really pretty, and, like, it's such a good dress on its own and in its own right. But this Yasmin, her face, stunning. The outfit, it's so good. It's so beautiful. It's so pretty. Then Sasha's also really strong in this line. Like, I like her. I really like her curls. I like her lip color and the makeup on her in general. And her outfit's, like, really cute and nice. Like, yeah. And so that leaves the question, why don't I have Going Out Chloe? I never got Going Out Chloe because I felt like her Always Bratz doll was prettier than her. And then I found, like, like always Bratz Chloe for $15 on sale. So I just decided to like get her. And honestly, I'm happy with this Chloe. She looks good. She looks pretty. I like the high pony. I like how nice and long the hair is on her. Like, she's definitely a very pretty Chloe doll, and definitely like represents like. And I love the like darker red lip on her rather than the soft, like more like pinkish lip. So yeah, I'm happy I was able to get like a Bratz Chloe doll with like a nice darker lip like that because she looks really pretty like this and more dramatic. Then after this, I know I have mentioned before that Chloe is not my favorite Bratz girl, but after leaks for the Pop Stars line came out and I saw them in store and stuff, I decided I needed Pop Stars Chloe just because of her outfit, which Jade is wearing right now. But yeah, and she also looks cute in Jade's outfit as well, so there's that. But I'm happy that I at least have dolls of this character that I actually like, and not ones that like look not the best to me. And I do want to get the rest of the Pop Stars line as well, because this whole line has just very strong fashion, and they all look really cool, and the highlights in the hair look really nice. And then for my most recent like Bratz purchase, I finally got Lena after eyeing her like for months. Like ever since this doll's promo pictures were released, I wanted her, I needed her, but I couldn't really justify getting her over like a Rainbow High or a Shadow High doll at the time. And then I was lucky enough to win a $25 gift card in a friend's giveaway. And well, I decided to finally get Lena. Just because I've been eyeing her for long enough. And like she is like one of my most gorgeous, and like after unboxing her, she is legitimately one of the most gorgeous Bratz dolls I've ever seen. I know she's not a reproduction. I know she's not an older doll. I know she's like a newer one, but look at this goth queen. Like, she is a goth queen. She's a goth goddess. Like, she is absolutely iconic and stunning and gorgeous. And like, and I'm glad that in this day and time, in this time and day, in this culture, that dolls like this can exist. That like goth girls can get gorgeous dolls that match their style and their aesthetic, just like anyone else with any other sense of fashion or style. And I want to talk about the message of the Bratz line now, because this transitions perfectly into that. Bratz was always all about inclusivity, while Barbie always felt like more of the like status quo. So Bratz always had a more experimental fashion, more trendy fashion. And the groups were always very inclusive. Like, you have a multitude of Asian dolls in this line. You have you have dolls of all sorts of different races here as well. And in the main group especially, like, none of them is the main character over any other of them. Chloe, Sasha, Yasmin, and Jade are all main characters. And nobody's held on a pedestal. They're all equally important. And every single Bratz movie that I've watched, every single Bratz episode I watched, has shown this. They're a group of friends who are very strong-willed, who will do anything for each other and support one another. Who don't let things get in the way of them achieving their dreams. And compared to like Barbie during the early 2000s, yes, the Bratz line is very, very diverse. Like impressively so. Like you can find any you can find a Bratz dolls with any sort of phenotype or ethnicity easily, and they're accessible and all that. I can only imagine how important this line was back in the day for young, like, African American or like okay, Latina and like Asian girls, just because of like that diversity here, and there being dolls that look more like them. That aren't just centered around that traditional ideal of like whiteness that Barbie originally had before like she started like having more diverse friends. But yeah, basically in the Bratz universe, anyone is welcome, even if you're like an evil, morally questionable goth girl, or like or if you're like an insane evil twin who likes to do sabotage against people. And the Bratz media is definitely fun for what it is, even if the storytelling is not as concrete or impressive as like Barbie's storytelling. The Bratz movies are all about friendship and just like girls being there for one another, girls caring about one another, and just supporting each other through difficult situations. And that's a beautiful message that I feel like people need to see. That even when things get messy and chaotic, real friends will be there for you. They'll care about you. And they'll always come back to you. So while I didn't initially grow up collecting a lot of Bratz and playing with Bratz dolls a lot, I do appreciate the line a lot more like as an adult. Both for what it stands for and just for the quality it brings to the table. Like, while Barbie is literally just releasing dolls with these mediocre fashions and stuff like that aren't anywhere impressive compared to the kind of like fashions and quality they had years ago. Bratz has maintained its quality amazingly enough. Like Bratz, like you could put Lena next to any Bratz doll from who knows how long ago, and it's the same impressive, amazing, beautiful quality. And that is something I want to emphasize here. Like, Bratz definitely does have an edge when it comes to fashion and just quality, just how good the line is. So will I continue collecting Bratz? Yes, because it's a great line and it's worth collecting. So goodbye, mysterious audience. I love you, and I really appreciate you watching the channel. And that was my, like, little video on, like, on Bratz, I guess.